somebody with ADHD struggles with 3 fucked up reasons why somebody with ADHD struggles with anger. Comment down below your experience on this. Number 1 is people with ADHD actually struggle with anger because it has a lot of it to do with impulsivity. When it comes to people with ADHD, we're very impulsive, so we don't think things through. So we can take things the wrong way. Things we can mishear will set us off. We actually don't slow down to try to logically think about something. We are very emotional creatures, especially when it comes to, somebody saying something, us interpreting it wrong. And when we interpret it wrong, it can fuel a lot of anger because guess what? We feel that we're being attacked when in reality, somebody's maybe making a statement. Now, the second reason is emotional regulation. We don't emotionally regulate ourselves very easily. In fact, intense emotions are very powerful for us. And so a lot of times we don't know how to act. When it comes to stress, when it comes to something that has made us really depressed or sadness, we cannot regulate some of these intense emotions, hurt and pain. So, and sometimes we have a form of like self-harm in a sense where like people with ADHD will hit their head or they'll hit themselves for emotional regulation. One of the things though too is that they can lash out and it can come out in anger. And now when it starts to get into a fight with somebody, we cannot calm ourselves down. Instead, we just amp ourselves up even more, which makes fighting with somebody with ADHD very, very difficult because we are not logical. We are impulsive on this. And now we are feeding into it and we are amping ourselves up. And then number 3, it's exciting. It's exciting. There is such thing as dopamine searching, and dopamine searching is horrible because guess what happens when it comes to fighting and arguing? It creates dopamine. So now that it's creating dopamine for us, it is fueling our focus. Dopamine for anybody with ADHD is like putting on glasses and all of a sudden you can focus in. Well, guess what's happening is we are focusing in all of a sudden on this fight. It is actually propelling us forward. Our brain has fully latched onto it. We are very clear when it comes to this focus on it, and we cannot let it go. These are reasons why somebody with ADHD actually struggles, usually a lot of times with anger. And it's not an excuse to have a bad temper. It's not an excuse to get into fights. But hopefully maybe this explains it for somebody. I got diagnosed with ADD at 13, re-diagnosed with ADHD at 17. And this is something that I wish I would have known because I will say this, the best advice I have that I have learned is if something does set you off, you have to get logical about it. And for me, that is walking away, thinking about it, coming back and asking questions instead of just engaging and fighting. Trust me, it saves a lot of relationships.
I've known a lot of people that criteria meets. And then they get so frustrated with me because they're like, you don't get emotional. It's like, because if I get emotional, I become less rational and then I can't problem solve and I can't figure out what the root cause to this issue is because it's exhausting to argue. It just is.